Hey guys, VG Sav here, and this is Stars Embrace Path 3. And I'm going to start this video off by saying this is a rather sloppy run. This was definitely not one of our better runs. In a perfect situation when you're running this dungeon, you want to have a Guardian and a Mesmer, or two Mesmers or two Guardians. You want to basically have a lot of Reflex. And if you don't, it can make this dungeon a bit of a pain in the butt and a little sloppy. And it ended up being a little sloppy. We have two warriors and an elementalist. I'm sorry, two warriors, an engineer, a Mesmer, and myself, a thief. So it didn't go quite as smooth as this dungeon can go. However, this dungeon is still very doable at whatever the minimum level is. I believe it's 65. You just have to know alternate strategies, and we try to do more of the professional, not the professional, but the
I make it so every time
the more the meta strategy, and it's probably not the best idea if you don't have really the correct party for this. So I'll walk us through it as we go here. That beginning part that I was kind of talking through, you just want to skip through, and then we're at the bottom of that ramp there where we stack, you want to stack there, and anything that follows you just want to kill it right there. After that, you walk down the pathway to this part where we're going to stack right here. This boss here, you have to be very, very, very careful. He can put on a lot of bleeds, and with the way bleeds work now, it stacks intensity, so the bleeds are going to down you pretty quick if you don't use some kind of condition remover to take it off of you.
Give a spin, please do it.
At the time I'm recording this video, the bleeds used to stack in duration, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But they have changed that now, so now it does stack intensity. So make sure that's the one thing you definitely would bring to that battle is some kind of condition clear. Right after that battle, you want to stay in this stack because a bunch of mobs are going to come running out. So you must just stay here and cleave them all down. Do beware that the chest does spawn directly after that boss battle, so it's kind of tempting to go run and grab the chest, but the chest will still be there after this battle. So just take these guys down, then go get the chest. Stay in your stack until then.
Take it off.
Where you going, buddy?
He just ran away.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. It's working. He's killing me doing it.
Okay, so after that, it looks like we're going to go straight down the tunnel there, but no, we're actually going to jump down the side here. And it's kind of a little skip, nothing major. You just have to not do what I just did.
Oh, yeah, just stay.
And once you hit that first jump, you want to stay here and recover your health, and then do the second jump. Because after that, and I was going to try to SRS here, and for some reason nobody else wanted to wait for it. There's a lot of things going on here. So you just want to, there's a wall right here that blocks this bridge. You got to take that wall down, and then you got to run through, and you got to try to avoid all this burning stuff. And you also have to avoid those spiders and their poison, and people shooting at you. And I end up going down here.
See if I can live right here.
So I'll pick it back up after I respawn.
Freaking stuff the entirety of inside of my backpack here. Power it. Like you can be my backpack generator and a little hamster wheel.
Okay, so here we are right back where I died. You kind of just want to follow this ledge around to here. And then you gotta kind of look down. There's a ledge here that you want to jump down to, and then there's a platform here. You can jump in that hole to the right there, and if you jump in that hole, you're stuck. Also, you have to watch for these destroyers. These destroyers. Yeah, we'll show you. Unfortunately, I got far enough where my party can pick me up, and I don't have to run back all the way to the beginning, from the beginning. The problem with this dungeon is there is that only that one waypoint, so if you die, you have to go back all the way to the beginning and run all the way back through again. Really not that big of a deal, but it can be kind of time consuming. There is another waypoint coming up here. I don't know. I actually have never done this dungeon like the legitimate way, so I don't know what happens if you go straight through after that bridge there. I don't know what happens if you go down that tunnel instead of jumping off the ledge. This is just the easiest and quickest way to do it, and it's the way that all pug groups are going to do it. So if you join a pug group, that's how you're going to do it. So now we got to go fight this dude.
And you guys,
One thing to be aware of with this guy is he will put some kind of like fire AoE out that you cannot clear. The only way you can clear it is by jumping on those water gushing things there. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage, so kind of all you really want to do is just try to DPS this guy down as fast as you can, and then separate yourselves from each other. Because the closer you guys stand together, the more likely you're going to continue to give each other this burning AoE. So you basically want to get away from each other or jump up on those geysers things. Now, if you're in kind of a weak party and you can't DPS him down fast enough, you do want to jump out of the battle and jump on top of these things and get the water so you can get the fire AoE off. Because the fire AoE will eventually kill you if you're not careful.
Run a centaur.
No. Oh, were you like dying?
No, I had the flame thing around me. If you get close, you can get right back to me.
Oh. I don't even know how it works. I just know it's a DC.
Okay, so this is the room in the dungeon that is a bit of a challenge. Most pug groups will stand up here where we're standing right here and range this tank.
Oh wait, actually I'm not.
The problem is we are not all on the same page here. And if we were, maybe we could have accomplished it this way. The thing you want the reflex mainly for, the two people with reflex, is you throw up your reflex here to keep all these dredge from shooting you, and it in turn shoots them back because it reflects. And you want to melee this down. It's way quicker, faster, and just an overall better strategy. However, most pug groups don't know the strategy or don't do the strategy, where you don't have the correct party to do it properly. And in this situation, we don't have the correct party to do it properly. However, we're trying to do it anyway, and we're going to end up failing. So we're going to end up having to range it from here. Yeah, we're like Charlie just said, we're not doing a whole lot of damage this thing, so we're gonna end up having to just wipe here and then respawn, and then we're gonna end up ranging it to finish it off. If it's your first time in this dungeon, unless somebody specifically says, guys, let's range it, and you have the proper party set up with two guardians or two mesmers or one of each, you don't want to melee. Just range it. Just range it. However, if you do have the correct party and they say let's do it, then follow your party too. Make sure you're all on the same page. That's another problem too. If you guys are all on the same page, then it's.
Guess so.
If you're all on the same page, then this becomes a lot easier because everybody's on the same page. Everybody's meleeing. Not 3 people are meleeing and 2 people are ranging. It can be kind of a pain in the butt if you're not all on the same page. So make sure you're all on the same page. Now I had a little bit of an issue here where I forgot to equip my short bow. I was equipped with double dagger and dagger pistol, so I was not able to equip my short bow. So I just kind of stood here and occasionally threw a knife at it or shot my gun at it, which obviously slowed this down even more. So I'm actually just going to fast forward to the end of this. Okay, so now that's over. Another sloppy mistake upcoming here. After that battle, there's still going to be some dredge in this hallway here. You want to run past them and avoid them. Once you get to a ramp at the end of this tunnel, you want to stop. You'll break the aggro from this ramp. There's no need for you to run to the top of the ramp. However, I ran to the top of the ramp. And when I ran to the top of the ramp, I pulled aggro on the next boss. which is bad because not my whole party wasn't here.
Yeah, you automatically aggro up
So
here.
we kind of had to start the battle shorthanded, and yeah, one of our party members is down and is now unable to respawn because I made a mistake. So make sure when you after that part there, you stop and don't aggro the next boss. However, we were fortunate and we were able to 4-man this boss. So let me just tell you a little bit about this boss. You want to pull him into this corner behind this door here. And to be honest with you, he shoots, so you want any kind of reflex or projectile nullifiers, and you know that's what we're using here. He's not really difficult. He has some mobs with him. You want to cleave the mobs down as you're beating him. And then after him, we'll fight another boss.
You're kidding, right?
Shiny.
Okay, so we were able to break combat for a
It's
minute
going
there,
slow,
and
but we just
our
opened the door.
fifth party member was able to respawn. And basically what happens here is this door opens and we stack behind the door again. And one person has to go out and pull the mob. There's a boss that basically stands in front of another boss. Now, I don't believe, if you can see in the background there, that destroyer crouched down over there. I don't believe he actually aggro's until this boss is dead. But the point of pulling him into this corner here is because he has some mobs with him, so you want to cleave everybody at the same time. He's another one that has some pretty good conditions, so you want to make sure you have some kind of condition remover, and also any kind of reflex are always helpful. Reflex are really helpful pretty much throughout this entire dungeon.
And pulling
Obviously,
way
in
more
more
than
in
reflex
some
too.
situations other than others, they're more usable, but they're pretty good to be used just about anywhere in this dungeon. Anyway, so we're actually struggling a little bit with him here, but
Neither of them have a
stay in your stack and kill him, and we'll go on to the destroyer.
Got it. Alright, I'm out.
He went back.
That's fine.
So we ended up wiping and had to respawn, and strategy still stays the same. Fortunately, he doesn't have any mobs with him this time, so he's a lot easier to kill now.
Wow. I just got wrecked.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. He came in and he just destroyed me.
We had an ice boat.
I wish we didn't have teammates I hated.
Resolved.
That was nice to do.
I could outrun a centaur.
Okay, so final boss time here, and it's a giant destroyer, and basically you want to watch out for his fire attacks. He does a lot of burning damage. Reflex again are useful on him, like they are pretty much throughout this entire dungeon, and that's pretty much it. Just kind of avoid. He has kind of like a big melee attack that you kind of want to watch out for. You want to try to stay behind him if you're a thief like I am. And otherwise, he's just melee him. There's no point to ranging him. He's pretty easy. He does have a pretty decent health pool, so it will take you a little bit of time to get him down. But overall, he's really not that difficult.
Decided to kill my turret.
Damn it! Fuck. Sorry, whoever was rosing me. That was my bad.
I feel good. Progress makes perfect.
That's the end of the video here today, guys. Just a little bit of a few tips at the end here. Just going back to that tank part, I didn't mention it before. If you do fail at that tank, it does not regain health. So one thing you want to try to remember is it is always going to be quicker to melee, even if you fail. If you fail the melee for the first time, you're going to be able to respawn, and then you can go try to melee it again. It's going to be quicker in the end to melee it, die, melee it, die. Than it is to range it. Ranging it takes forever. Nobody in this game, besides Elementalists. Now, if you have a party of Elementalists, just disregard everything I said. You know, however, you know, with a bunch of ice bows or whatever, it actually ends up being quicker if you have a couple Elementalists. However, if you don't, and you have a bunch of melee classes like 2 warriors and a thief, it's going to end up being just quicker to melee. So make sure you stay on the same page with your party. If your party wants to melee, melee. If you don't want to melee, too bad. Melee anyway. It just if that's what your party wants to do. It's always better to be on the same page with your party and fail and say, hey, I told you so afterwards, than making the dungeon more difficult than it has to be. The mistakes that I made later after that part of the video were because I was angry and I was frustrated. I did speed through a lot of frustrations that you guys didn't hear, and mute some things here and there so that you guys wouldn't hear. We basically our party members that were a detriment to us. Yes, I myself was also a detriment because I was low level and I made a couple mistakes. But like I said, those mistakes came because of frustration, and I tend to do that when I'm frustrated. So that's the end of my video, and a little bit of a rant and rave at the end there. Hope you guys enjoyed my video, and I'll see you next time.